Welcome to this dramatic therapy monologue. Listen to this meditation with an open mind and heart. In between each part, focus on your breath. Start now by inhaling deeply through your nose and slowly exhaling through your mouth. Then gently turn your attention to the natural rhythms of your breath. I want to begin by telling you something true, something small and ragged, something that happened to me at 13. If you saw me, you might not pick me out in a crowd. I am ordinary. Back then, I used to hide in the airing cupboard when my father had friends over. The sound of laughter downstairs, thick like soup, used to put me on alert. I was certain nobody wanted me there, not my father, not the men, not myself. I was quiet, I suppose. Good at listening for footsteps, and even better at disappearing. When I got older, I told myself I would never share my space with anyone again. There would only be rooms filled with my own thinking, my own books, my own tea mugs going cold wherever I wished to leave them. Solitude seemed safer than risking the ache that comes from not belonging. But life, predictably, did not oblige me. I have lived in flats with strangers and in houses with people who would have preferred to be elsewhere, with me stubbornly wishing the same. Every wall, every room, every sound felt like an intrusion. At first, I resented them for their breathing, their shoes piling in the hallway, their laughter when I was only hungry for silence, as if the world owed me a quiet life. Do you feel that too? When you enviously watch someone enjoy themselves near you and your gut decides to coil in reaction? I have kept my eyes down, arms crossed, and given nothing of myself to these people living at arm's length. I decided, unconsciously, that they were another reason I could not finally relax. And so I grew clever at hating them gently. I rehearsed avoiding them in the kitchen, listening to corridor footsteps, and counting the seconds until I thought the coast was clear. I blamed their happiness for my discomfort. I really did. I cursed their friendly smiles as being intrusive, as if friendliness was a hostile act. All the while, I did not realize I was the one shuffling around in the dark, locked inside an old airing cupboard I had carried with me since I was 13. Here is the crisis. One evening last winter, I returned home to the sound of 3 voices in the living room and could not bear it. I imagined them all thinking about me, brittle, unfriendly, angry. I stood frozen by the door, rage and shame crawling through my veins. What if they were tired of my silences? What if they joked about the way I never spoke, the way I left the room whenever anyone entered? In that moment, I craved their absence so much I could feel it like a fever burning through me. Why could I not just be normal? Why could I not open my mouth and let myself be known? My failure was total. I pressed my forehead to the door and felt too old, too young, and overwhelmingly alone. Something broke that night. Perhaps it was exhaustion. Perhaps it was grace. I sat alone in the hall and asked myself, honestly, do I want my life to turn out like this? Do I want my life to be an endless series of little escapes, an endless hiding? I remembered a therapist's words. You are free to feel how you want to feel, but your feelings draw a world around you. You can curse each moment or bless it. Choose. I started to experiment. Every time I heard their voices in the living room, I breathed in once, twice, and reminded myself, these are friendly people, these are not enemies. I looked for signs of kindness, for proof that there might be ease, even laughter, available to me. It was not easy. I had lived for too long with the belief that interaction meant rejection. But I greeted them anyway. Some smiles took time to come, but eventually they arrived. Moments grew. We watched terrible television together, shared stories that made us laugh so hard we had to pause the episode. Each time my mind tried to escape, tried to retreat, I forced it to stay. Each time I noticed when my knee stopped bouncing, when my shoulders dropped. Now, every morning, I make a practice of gratitude. I name 3 good things I want for them, sometimes small, sometimes desperately earnest. I wish that Laura aces her exams. I hope Ben gets that promotion he keeps pretending not to care about. I wish for Harriet to finally find a pet-friendly flat for her and her ridiculous dog. And, if you are spiritual, pray for these people, for their happiness and fulfillment with an open heart. Even if you do not believe, dare to want good things for them. I have learned, slowly, painfully, that how I feel about people is absolutely my choice. Nobody is holding a knife to my ribs, demanding misery or loneliness. When I am tense and defensive, I create a wall that is reflected straight back at me. But every time I offer warmth, awkward as it may be, it returns like sunlight through clean glass. You can curse your housemates, curse the noise, curse the shared space, or you can call them friends, and you can let the space fill with blessing, not curses. Life becomes softer. It really does. I am not saying it is easy. I am not saying you will never want to run and hide, just as I did, and sometimes still do. But every time I have surrendered a little anger and slid forward with just the tiniest bit of gratitude, the world has responded with joy. People become gifts. Laughter becomes easy. Loneliness takes a step back. My soul, shy, frightened, 13 years old, finally feels welcome in the world, and so do I. Sit now for a moment and breathe. Picture one small thing you can wish for the people sharing your space. Watch how your body softens with this wish. Picture yourself in that living room, not as an intruder, but as someone welcome, someone at home, and let that feeling grow. Every single day, every single hour, you get to choose what world you live in. Turn it into blessing. Turn it into grace. It will change your life. Gently come back to your breath. Inhale, exhale, end.